time to review round 4, and we're 4 weeks in and the Para have only got one win. Fair to say you need one quickly.
Do you remember Malcolm Blight in 1997? He goes into the room and he just draws up 1, 3, 17 rounds to go. Don't panic. Don't panic. And I think that's the message that Dom Cassisi's putting out this week. Not a bad one either. He's saying that we've just got to tighten up in a couple of areas and we might be able to beat some quality teams. I don't mind it. The language that's coming out of him and the club itself is a lot better than what it was last year. I think there was a lot of excuses last year. Now there seems to be, listen, yeah, we know where we're going. We know what we need to do now. And they've played some good opposition so far. Let's
talk about the Collingwood game. It was all over by quarter time.
That's a disappointment.
Me, got it wrong in the coach's box at the start of the game.
Yeah, and I think that allowing Harry O'Brien to be there loose really did hurt Port Adelaide. He wanted to respond from his game against Eddie Betts, and I agree totally with that. And it was a mark of a good player that can respond and do that for his coach and his club. So well done to Harry. But on the other hand, Port Adelaide just allowed it to go too long. I mean, eventually they put Westhoff back behind the ball in the second quarter, and he started to tidy things up a little bit. But I probably would have tried to have exposed Harry going off and doing the chop up. So explain to the team that, you know, Harry's going to go back to the 2-on-1 situation. Let's just hit the bloke that's just inside 50 and try and expose him and get goals on him.
Yep.
So it's not that easy. It's easy in theory, and I know that it's not a coach in the world that doesn't look back on his game and go, you know, I could have done that better, or I should have done that one earlier.
You have to bring North Adelaide into everything. Let's talk about the forward line then. What do you do? I mean, the 3 tools, it looks sort of good on paper. It doesn't seem to be paying enough dividends to persist with it too much longer.
It looked good in the pre-season,
yeah.
And first round probably was pretty good as well. Perhaps, yeah, at times mix it up a bit more. Maybe mix it up a bit more. But you know what's going to hurt is the absence of Robbie Gray.
Yep.
The ability for him to go in there one-on-one and inside 50 on his own, that's frightening for the opposition. Now that's gone, and that is a real blow to the club.
Got to get your sub one right too. It doesn't look like they're handling that position well either at the moment.
It's a real confusion, isn't it, about, you know, will you get a bloke injured in the first quarter that you need to throw him on, or you get the situation on the weekend where Chad was used on the 9th minute mark of the last quarter, very late subbing, and for a bloke of his talent and his energy and his excitement, he had 6 touches I think in that last 20 minutes, so pretty outstanding effort from the young kid. But I would have loved to have seen him come on, yeah, halfway through the third quarter and perhaps just make the impact earlier.
Let's talk about your skipper, Dom Cassisi. He seems to be under the pump, copping a bit of criticism this year. Fair or unfair?
I'm always stunned when people do come in and go hard at Dom, because for me, I'm all about energy and effort, and he gives you energy and effort every week. I've never seen Dom not try his heart out every week. That's what he does, that's what he gives. It's the epitome of what the club stands for, and mate, he's always been I've always been a big fan of his.
I know you're a big fan of the Crows. Don't know if you saw any of their game on Saturday night against GWS. First quarter, 20 inside 50s to 2. Absolutely smashed them. And then after that, gee, they hardly produced a whimper. It was a good first quarter and a disappointing next 3.
Interesting, you and I speaking about it on radio straight up.
Interesting, you and I speaking. Probably.
Yeah, good point. But they did the same thing against Gold Coast. I thought they were going to murder Gold Coast in that first quarter, and then there's this real lapse of intensity that just goes, and then they find themselves only 17 points up at the break at half time. Now that would have been, I believe, the coach took the paint off the wall.
Never going to lose, but just got a bit cute, and they've got some issues with their kicking. I think they're just not kicking well at the moment against Hawthorn. I think they went at about 45%. In the third quarter, they were at 30%. They won contested ball easy, clearances easy when they got it, and just hacked it forward. By foot, they were terrible and gave their forwards very little chance.
Can their draw be a bit misleading? They're 3-1. Bulldogs, we're not thinking is going to make the 8. Gold Coast, GWS are the wins. Is it masking being able to show where they really need to improve, as the Hawthorn game probably did?
Probably. It's a bit hard to say. We're going to know in about a month's time, because they got a very hard draw after the showdown. They got Sydney, Collingwood, Carlton and Geelong in the next 4 weeks, so it gets really hard very soon for them.
Showdown will be hard.
Yeah, possibly.
There's a carton riding on this one.
I think they're going okay. I think people are probably criticising them a little bit. In the end, if they make the 8, it's a great performance. They're not a top 4 side. They're not a top 6 side. They are a top 8 contender. If they could finish 12th. They could finish 6th or 7th, but not any higher. So I think they're going okay at the moment. I'm not overly critical of them. I think the one issue they've got is with their leg. Their disposal is poor, and for me, they've got too many inside midfielders. Sloan, Van Berlo, Dangerfield, just to name a couple. They've got very good in, but when they want to flip it out, there's nobody there on the outside.
Brodie Smith can't do that?
He can. He's just not in the position to do it. Haven't got it quite structured right, where he's not around a stoppage enough for them to flick the ball out. So I think they've got some structural issues, but I'm not too concerned with where they are at the moment. I think they're going okay.
So it's showdown.
Showdown it is. What are you expecting,
What
Timothy?
sort of margin are you putting on it? I might get some goals in here.
No, I don't concede goals. In 5.
Oh, yeah, okay. So you're feeling confident then?
Yeah, I think they're going better.
I reckon your 5 means 10. I know what you're like.
Yeah, you really are. 10. I think they're going better. I think the good players are going better, and I think Travis Boak's not travelling well. I don't know the
best game on the weekend.
Port's midfield is flying at the moment. Gray's a massive loss. I think the Crows are travelling a fair amount better than your mob at the moment.
Well, what are we going to have on it, mate?
Oh, I like the carton. I've got to keep my eye on the clock because your time is nearly over.
You like Heineken. So if you win, I'll give you Heineken.
And you like Southwark.
Yeah, and I like Southwark.
Because I've got a spare card at home that I want to get rid of. Before we go, a couple of issues that are confronting the AFL this week. The slide tackle.
Yeah, you're hot on it.
I don't like it.
Yeah. Look, you're right. It has been probably developed because of what's been going on in the game and the way it's being umpired. So this is a different way of going into the contest.
Did you slide?
No, never. No. And I didn't like people sliding into me like that late. I hated it.
You would touch them?
Oh, I got upset. But it depended on how big they were. But yeah, I'm with you. I think that that's one thing that I would start to umpire out of the game.
Well, I'm going to umpire you out of the game. That's enough for us for round 4. Showdown it is. A carton on between McDermott and Ginnivan. 5 goals in the margin for them.